Twitter may have more than 20 million users, but so far it really just started to be profitable in 2009. The social networking service now says, though, it has a plan to run what it calls promoted tweets from advertisers like Best Buy and Starbucks, tweets that will actually appear at the very top of search pages. Will it work? Chris Valerio is in San Francisco with a Bloomberg exclusive interview with Twitter's CEO and co-founder, Evan Williams. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Margaret, thank you so much. Evan, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So, right behind you, so many people. It's your first developer conference. So the first question I have for you really is, what do you hope to convey when you have your keynote here in just a few minutes to the developers, especially because, as you know, they're a little bit concerned because of your recent acquisition. So what do you hope to convey?
Well, we're so excited because developers have always been such a big part of Twitter. So what this conference is really about is to give them more insight in the company, share a bunch of information that will help them succeed, and to really talk about how Twitter is evolving and how the new opportunities are opening up are very exciting. Have
you gotten, though, any feedback from the developers? Because you guys, and to explain to our audience, acquired a company that had an app for the phone, for the BlackBerry, the photo. So what has been, when you've talked to these developers and the big ones, what's been the response?
There's been mixed reactions, but I think a lot of people understand that our goal is really to make Twitter much bigger, and that we all win if we can bring many more people into the fold, and so that's what we're trying to do by creating new experiences that the new users can get on, and that there's going to be many more opportunities once we do that.
There was you spoke with the New York Times, and one of the things you said that you've made it very clear you're going to continue to buy and acquire companies that you need to fill the holes for Twitter. Would you consider taking on more investments to be able to do that?
If we need to, but we're also implementing our revenue strategy, as you know, and investment isn't something that we're needing right now. We're well funded and things are going great.
So when you look at kind of the cash that you have set aside to buy more, to be able to grow in that way versus organic growth, how much do you see, what percentage of that do you see maybe spending on other companies this year?
We don't have an amount earmarked for acquisitions. I think we evaluate on a case-by-case basis. Our team is also growing very quickly, so we can build more stuff on our own. But with acquisitions will be some part, but not a huge part of what we do.
Can you give us an outlook for the rest of the year as far as kind of what we would see for those acquisitions?
I don't think I can.
Maybe not specific companies, but an idea of how many perhaps y'all are looking at?
No.
Okay, I had to ask. No, thank you. Well, so here's a question for you, and let's kind of talk a little bit about the ad program, because you guys coming out with another way to make money. You already had the Google search and the kind of the search engine part. If we look at the pie of where you guys are going to be getting your revenue stream, what percentage would you say you expect to come from this new advertising platform versus the client corporate programs that you have and the search programs?
We expect the ad program to be the promoted tweets that we're launching, or we just launched this week, to certainly be the largest part in a few months, but it's going to take a while to ramp up. So it's really hard to predict these things. We know there's stuff we'll need to tweak. There's new ideas that we want to try down the road, but really it's our first significant scalable revenue plan that we're putting in.
How many months in particular do you think it's going to take to be able to reach the point you guys want?
Well, it'll be ramping for years probably, but we look at Q4 as really being until then when it's reaching a scale.
And you're going to talk to us about it then, right?
Of course.
Margaret, do you have a question for Evan?
Well, just real quickly there, Evan, can you describe to us how you evaluate which developers and which products are sort of ancillary businesses and which one are services? Because we heard you were going to be acquiring Bitly. That was a rumor for a while, but that you might come up with your own way to make it easier for those to tweet.
Right. So our focus is really making Twitter easier for everybody, and so there's not a strict criteria, but there's lots of developers who are doing things that are very complementary to Twitter. We think that's the majority of them, and so it's sort of on a case-by-case basis.